Gal, you say it.
Guile, you're
It's
like
Pride Month.
you're like the most prideful person here.
Yeah.
Mark, you're about to join ASB.
You're literally
You say
the,
females.
you're the gayest one.
No, I'm not.
Actually, it's.
That's Thomas. Wait, in terms of
No.
what do we?
Yeah,
how are
in
we
what
defining
terms?
it? How are we defining
just
it?
gay. Like you can like he's gay. So
Oh, like
gay.
you can tell. You can tell from afar, not Gael.
No,
But Thomas, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no,
Thomas, it's you. It's you.
I'm no,
Because
like,
you're basically
the bruise on
Gael,
his
but
ankles.
even more.
no, like no, it's not that. It's like the way. Stop. The way he acts.
Oh, he's mad.
The way he acts. When we talk to you guys, doesn't he seem more fucking gay? Like,
Do I?
It's just your small energy.
Maybe.
Is
Yeah.
it the small energy?
Just your
Yeah,
small
probably
energy.
that. But if you didn't know me, would you think I'm gay?
No.
No,
I would've
right?
never
At first,
guessed
at
it.
first sight, no. At first,
I like
look,
to think I don't look gay.
you don't.
Like, you know, when you wear your black jeans and the Nike turtleneck,
Yeah.
you look straight.
Yeah.
I look-
Like,
yeah.
completely straight.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that's good to know.
With your
Like,
dyed
Thomas,
hair.
you look kind of straight right now, too.
Oh yeah.
all you need to do is just dress like you don't care to be straight. That's
Oh
not-
wait, what?
It is.
No.
It is. Hey, that's a stereotype.
Am
Is
I,
it
supposed,
wrong?
am I supposed to take that bit? I don't mean it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't mean it. Anyways, happy Pride Month. We're in June, the best month, the birth month of Gael, of course, the birth month of Geminis, and the birth month of gays. Literally, that defines me as a person. So happy Pride Month. I hope you're enjoying it. You think it's a bad idea for companies to take advantage of Pride Month? You know how everyone's setting their what's it called? Their logo to rainbow colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because I know there's some like controversy.
I don't think like they're doing it with bad intentions. I think they're just celebrating it. You
I
know,
think they're
like
just trying to
trying.
get profit.
I mean, that's
Oh,
just business.
no.
That's just business.
Yeah.
I just think that they're trying to show that they're recognizing. Like,
I
But, like,
think it depends
Pride
on which
Month.
company it is. Because, for example, Pink, you know, the whole
Oh.
Victoria's Secret
Chick-fil-A.
scandal. Really? Did they?
No.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't think they would.
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, of course, it's marketing. Like, that's not just
Yeah.
obvious. That's obvious. But I
Well-
think some companies also do support it.
Uh-huh.
And that's good. People make it seem like it's such a bad thing that, you know, oh, why are you setting it to Pride? You're just taking advantage of it. And it's like, well, maybe they're taking advantage, but at least they're spreading awareness.
Yeah, that's what
even
I
if
was
they
gonna
are
say.
making money over
Uh-huh.
it. You
Mhm.
know? I mean, I don't have a problem, but I know there's a lot of people that like hate it. But I think it's a good thing. I wanted to go to Pride this year. It was in LA, but it was on my birthday. It was on my birthday. If it hadn't been on my birthday, I would have gone. Would you have gone, Thomas? Would you have gone with me?
yeah, of course.
Want to go to the Pride Parade? Everyone else?
Of course.
Yes.
You seem a little confused. You think it's scary?
Yeah.
Why? Because there's so many gay people?
No.
Or why?
No.
Isn't it just like the Women's March?
No. Like
No,
But,
I
like,
think it's more intense.
gay
there's gonna be a
version.
lot of people.
Gays.
I'm gonna feel like
Gay.
claustrophobic.
Gay. I don't think it's that.
No.
Okay, honestly though, you think you'd feel a little weird?
Um.
Because I know I think I would feel a little odd. You know, I think that might be because it's so weird seeing so many people like openly be gay. You know, you're so used to them being hidden in nature, even if it's in plain sight. So when everyone kind of comes out at the same times and like openly celebrates it, it's still weird. Which is kind of sad if you think about it.
Yeah.
That it's weird to see everyone being so open about it.
But that's where it starts.
Yeah.
That's where it begins.
Exactly.
And then over time, people are gonna be more open about it.
You know, I think it was like the 49th annual Pride Parade. which was-
49th?
Yeah, so they've been doing it for
Oh.
49 years, which I thought was surprising.
Are you gonna go to the 50th one?
I hope to. If it's not on
that's,
June
that's gonna be a
9th every
special
year.
one. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the 50th.
Mm-hmm.
50.
And I should be able to drive by then, too.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'll take you guys to Pride Parade so you could be with a lot of gays
Uh-huh.
and just, and like, put a... Wait, okay, on the topic of that, how do you feel about straight pride?
It's
What
not
about it?
needed.
It should not exist. I
That's-
mean,
That's like the same thing with All Lives Matter and Black Lives
yeah,
Matter.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
What's your point of view on it?
I just think it's so stupid. Like there's
Why?
it's not necessary at all, because the reason why we have a pride parade is because, you know, the LGBTQ plus community, they went through a lot of triumph and struggles to get where they are today. And it's just a celebration for who they are. But straight pride, I mean, it has always been legal. It has always been normal. So for it to be like a special month, it just does not make any sense. Like, it's so unnecessary. And I feel like it's just homophobic people trying to get back. You know, like,
I think it's straight pride. Like, I think they're doing it if they want that, they're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're just doing it to get back at pride. Is it because they're doing it out of spite?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
How do you feel about it, Isaac, as a fellow straight folk?
On social media, I always see that.
Right? On meme accounts?
They're like, if we have if they have a gay month, we should have a straight pride month.
Yeah, you know,
they do the same thing with veterans, and there is a veteran month.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're like, they have a gay pride month. Why is there not a whole month for veterans?
But there is.
I know.
Stupid. Yeah. You know, if you follow like all those meme accounts, and every time there's a post on like gay people, the comments are so stupid. They're so dumb to the point where I actually genuinely get frustrated. Like, how can someone be so uneducated, so
say?
dumb? Like, you know, it's more of the fact that someone comments, "Ew, being gay is like unnatural" and stuff like that, or being gay is so disgusting. Like, that's not normal. It's a mental illness. And then someone would reply and be like, well, you know, actually that's wrong because of this. And then they give like a complete argument, and they're like, that's BS, they're just mentally ill. And like, it's just like, do you not understand?
Yeah,
like,
they're just really ignorant.
You know, I wonder how homophobia even comes about, because
obviously religion, I mean, it plays the biggest role.
You think religion?
That
Oh
is
yeah,
the way
religion
that
is a big role.
they're raised, like their parents' beliefs.
Yeah,
Sometimes
and
it
usually
doesn't
like
have
their
to
parents'
be-
beliefs
Yeah.
are from religion.
It's a little odd, because you even see smart people in the world.
Smart people? Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
but can they really be smart if they're homophobic?
Like, wait, like
Like
who?
who? Yeah.
I don't know them off the top of my head, but there's people who are successful in what they do, you know, journalists and stuff like that, and reporters, or people that have a good education. You know, they went to like Ivy League schools and stuff, and they have all of this education, and they were raised.
Just
with-
because someone has like a high education does not mean they're not ignorant.
That's true. That's what I'm like. Yeah, you're right, and it's a little shocking that it's that way, because you would think with a better education, you would kind of be exposed, and you would have the mental capacity to understand the arguments against it. And even if they aren't religious, they still believe in homophobia. So do you think it's an actual phobia, or it's just a way of thinking?
Honestly, I feel like it's just a way of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really scared of them?
Yeah, I don't think it's a
know about
phobia.
that.
I think phobia is the wrong word. It's odd though when I see a smart person be homophobic. It's weird. There's even internalized homophobia. Do you know what that is?
Is it when
No.
you're homophobic towards yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So
what?
like
What does that mean?
you're gay, but you don't like gay people.
Oh.
You know, I think I even read a report that, you know, there was the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Oh,
That
I remember
the
that.
shooter was
Oh, I
gay
remember.
Yeah.
himself, I think.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, a lot of people were asking us to talk about internalized homophobia and stuff like that, and how we feel about it. Well, you guys can't really relate unless you're secretly gay, of course. Thomas, have you ever felt it? Have you ever felt
No,
homophobic towards yourself? I mean, it doesn't have
I
to be
don't-
super extreme.
I don't think so. I mean, I think at the time, like, I knew I was gay, but it was just hard to accept it, especially with, like, with my parents and everything. So I never. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Well, internalized homophobia is when you just like you don't want to be gay. You know, basically.
No, I never
Like,
really felt
you
that.
you don't like yourself because of the fact that you're gay.
No, I don't. I don't think I've ever felt that.
Well, that's good. Have you ever seen someone feel that way?
You?
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought so because
Oh, like during the beginning when he
Yeah,
was
like,
figuring himself out.
yeah, so
It's
when
like
you're-
people that are gay but want to be straight.
I mean, because obviously, I guess all of us have gone through that because when you're figuring yourself out, and there was a lot of homophobia at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to be gay, like you wanted to be straight, so you can avoid all the problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess, but no, I don't think I've ever met someone that is gay and wants to be straight.
Yeah. It's basically just LGBTQ people feeling like they are never good enough, or they don't want to be gay, they want to be straight because that's the normal way to be. I mean, personally, when I was first realizing I was gay, I didn't want to be gay because I wanted to be straight, because I was like, oh no, I'll have to tell my friends, then I'll have to tell my family. Like, how am I gonna, like, that's so much work. It's so much. Like, I didn't want to be gay. I was like, I want to be straight. I don't want to deal with that. But of course that went away. But definitely when I first started realizing I was gay, I was in a little bit of a denial. I don't know how I got over it. I guess I think it was just the environment I was in. People were very supporting of it. And I kind of realized, it's not that big of a deal to tell people that you're gay and stuff. So if you're feeling like that way, being in a good environment and surrounding yourself with people that are supporting of you, that's very important, because I think that's how you feel comfortable with yourself, and you feel proud to be the way you are. And that's why things like Pride Month are so important, because they make people that have no one they let them know that it's okay to be who you are, which is why it's such an important message, and why Pride Month is most definitely not it,
Wait, what?
Not it.
Huh?
You mean straight pride month?
Straight.
Yeah.
Oh, straight.
Straight. Yes, Pride Month is definitely the move, not straight pride. Have you seen any stereotypes, towards the gay community?
Yeah, but
List off your
low key,
stereotypes.
they're all true.
Yeah. People say stereotypes are bad. Do you think so?
They're bad. I mean, just the offensive ones,
Uh-huh.
But like, there are some that are harmless.
Uh-huh.
You think so?
But
yeah,
it's
I
just
think
that
there are some harmless.
What's the line?
stereotypes.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
some people
obviously there's
do
a
not
line.
like stereotypes. If you
It's-
say you
it's
dress
because-
gay, it's like
it's because
a big offense.
stereotypes come from like ignorance. You want us to list all the stereotypes that we know?
yeah. Okay, sure. When you think of a
Flamboyant.
gay person,
Oh, yeah,
what's
like
the
a
stereotype you
flamboyant
think
person, cheer team, like the only guy in the cheer team,
of?
Oh.
the only guy in like a girl group.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The lisp. The gay
Oh, yeah,
lisp.
the lisp.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the list.
Are stereotypes bad?
Yeah, I think they're bad.
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not all. Oh,
Well, I'm trying to think of a good stereotype.
I mean, like, there's that one where like Asians are all Asians are smart.
Oh.
Like, it's a compliment.
But it makes people that are Asian and not smart
I-
feel a little dumb, wouldn't it?
Wait, what?
But that's still, it could be harmful if you're Asian and you feel dumb and like you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to
you
be
don't
smart.
fit in.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's where like
People at school,
stereotype-
you're supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
damn.
I think stereotypes are bad because of the way people use them.
Uh-huh.
Are they true for gay people though? I believe that stereotypes come from somewhere. Most of them.
They're right from ignorance because they don't really know all that subject, right? All that subject matter all too well. So you just make assumptions.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like gay people.
Yeah.
If
I
you-
think that's where like homophobia strives from.
when
stems
you see people in public, are there some people that stand out as more gay to you?
Well, if they're wearing like
yeah.
crop tops,
Yeah?
then
Yeah.
yeah.
If they're wearing like,
So does that mean you're being ignorant?
I'm assuming.
You're
Not being
assuming.
ignorant. I'm
But it's a
assuming.
stereotype that you're assuming with, which means you would be ignorant,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So do you
Sure.
believe all stereotypes are ignorant?
They derive from ignorance.
What does that mean exactly? Because I don't understand it.
I mean, when we're talking about stereotypes, I'm thinking like racial stereotypes.
Racial.
Like they know like the culture and all that.
Oh.
Like they assume about the culture.
Mm-hmm. All Asians like rice, stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that.
stuff like that. And
Okay.
like, that's not entirely true, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know.
Right. And not every Asian likes rice.
Yes.
I don't like rice.
Mm-hmm.
What?
God, it's
How do you
so
not like
boring.
You're supposed to like rice.
It's so bland.
Rice is
God.
very good. But
So bland.
what about stereotypes for like gay people? Because it's not a race. I just think it's interesting.
So what do
'Cause-
you think then?
Well, I don't have like a certain stance or a certain agenda on what I believe about stereotypes, but I do get curious as to if they're if like all stereotypes are based on false assumptions. Because when I see it, it does seem pretty. Most of the time, if a guy is wearing makeup and is wearing crop tops and has a gay lisp, a lisp, and is on the cheer team and is only hanging out with girls, almost every time they've been gay, right?
People have gaydars, like, remember?
Yeah.
Like, people always say,
Isn't that just a
yeah,
stereotype?
my gaydar is going off. So, like,
Those are stereotypes.
yeah.
I just thought it was interesting if believing stereotypes makes you ignorant. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I
Mm.
do.
I was just curious if by believing a stereotype and using a stereotype to make an assumption.
So it's okay
that
to
would
use a
mean ignorance.
stereotype?
No, I'm not saying if it's okay or not, because I don't know that.
I think maybe, like, some stereotypes are, like,
Yeah, because
harmless.
Thomas, you said some stereotypes are, like,
Harmless.
true, right? Oh, no.
Yeah, like
which?
true,
True.
and harmless, I guess.
And so, like, is it a bad thing to use stereotypes then? Or what?
Yeah, obviously. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes, they cross the line.
Yeah.
Because they generalize, like, a bunch of people.
Uh-huh.
People always are talking about, oh, yeah, my gator is going off and all that. And I don't really see a problem with it until now that I realize it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I think it's unavoidable though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think most people use stereotypes on purpose.
See, yeah.
I
Okay,
think-
that was what I was saying.
Yeah,
Like, it's not
I
with bad
think
intentions.
They see something or hear something, and it's just like they just kind of think it
Mhm.
unintentionally.
Yeah. Is he gay? Well, why are you thinking he's gay? Because you're using stereotypes. But it's not like you're purposely saying. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird
Yeah.
subject. But someone asked a really good question. Do you think coming out should be praised or normalized?
I
To some
mean,
extent, I think it should be praised because, like,
At this
to
time?
day, yeah,
Yeah.
to
because
this
they
day-
took a lot of courage to do it.
exactly,
So we should recognize
and there's
that.
still lots of hate.
But, like, by praising it doesn't mean we're not normalizing it. Are we?
I think they mean normalizing as in it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, you came out.
Mhm.
Like,
Like,
it shouldn't
no
be a big
praise.
deal.
I mean,
Yeah.
at this time, it should be praised because not that much people are coming out. And because people are praising other people coming out, it allows other people to come out
Yeah,
as well.
I think.
So I think that's why it should be praised. But hopefully, like, in the future, it could be normalized to a point where, like, it's okay and that there should be, like, no hate about it.
Yeah. I think the goal should be to
Normalize it?
become normalized.
Yeah.
But we need to praise it for that to happen.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of questions that revolve around internalized homophobia, like a lot more than I expected, which was really interesting because it seems a lot of people struggle with that, and a lot of them aren't really sure how to label themselves, and they want to get rid of this homophobia. So, like I said, I think to get rid of that internalized hate towards yourself, it's really just about surrounding yourself with supportive people that support who you are, because that's what gives you the confidence to be yourself, and that's what makes you feel comfortable in your own skin. And it's Pride Month, so hopefully that helps you feel a little more accepted. But labels is also something that I thought was really interesting, an interesting thing to talk about, because I thought about it, and do you really need to label yourself, your sexuality?
Not at all, really. I don't really think so, because some people just generally don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wait, I would have never, like, considered that as an issue.
Yeah.
Why?
Same.
Well, some people feel the need to label themselves, like you have to be either gay or bi. I guess there's there's discrimination in the
Oh.
LGBT community that sometimes bi people aren't accepted fully, and sometimes if you don't have a label and you're not, like, either gay or bisexual or pansexual, then you aren't as valid as the ones that fully label themselves as that. I think it's a lot less stressful to not label yourself. Like, if you end up liking a guy, then go out with them. If you end up liking a girl, then go out with them. Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But the argument for labels is that I guess it gives people a sense of almost belonging to a group. So it kind of builds a tighter community when you're able to label yourself clearly. So I'm curious to know as like being straight from your point of view, how do you feel about labels?
Honestly, it doesn't really affect me. Unless, let's say, I go out with a person and then they like a boy too, and then I would be kind of like curious, you know?
Like, what are you?
Yeah, like
what's your sexuality?
But honestly, I don't think it really affects me. So
Yeah, I don't see it either. But like you said, belonging to a group, I can see that. That's a big thing.
but I think that's just up to the person if they want to feel like they want to belong.
Yeah.
And some people, when they don't label themselves, they feel kind of confused, and people don't like to be like that.
They feel like they don't know themselves as well as they should.
I don't think a label is necessary. It's just I don't know. It's just like what you're into that, and that's okay.
Let's say you suddenly realize you like the same gender, right? Well, no, you don't realize you like the same gender, but you meet a person and you realize, oh, you have a crush on them. Would you label yourself, or would you just not worry about that and just like date them, and then, you know, like it's not a big deal?
Wait, is it a crush or am I dating them?
Well, it's a crush, and then you start dating them. So let's say you're dating them. You date them. Like you're officially dating them. Afterwards, would you feel the need to label yourself, or would you just not worry about it?
You're still exploring, so I don't think you should worry about it.
I mean, if it's just been one person, I would definitely like think about it. I wouldn't just brush it off. But I don't know if I would label myself right away.
I mean, what would you say to like your parents and all that? What would you say to everybody?
I don't like putting a label on myself.
Oh.
See, there's like a need to label everything. Like you have to tell your parents a certain
that's true
label that you are, that they should classify you as, which I think is really interesting. But also another thing that I think is pretty fun to discuss. Do you think that dating a person of the same gender or having sex with a person of the same gender and having romantic feelings for them, after that, are you 100% straight?
I mean, I don't know about 100%. Well, if you genuinely like the person and had feelings for them, I mean, how does that count for 100?
Yeah.
You know?
Because I don't really have a stance on this, but I think I like talking about this because I like seeing people's point of view, because I've seen both sides and I could understand both sides of it. But personally, I feel like that means you're probably not 100% straight, because you could be 99% straight and 1% gay.
That's true.
What?
Sometimes people are just curious.
So like, what if so like a straight boy, right? And they're just like trying something new, and they only like it for like sexual pleasure, right? Nothing else, and still
romantic or
whatever,
any
of
it,
and they still consider them as straight.
Yeah.
Okay, what I think is that if they want to consider themselves as straight, then they could consider themselves as straight.
If they want to label themselves as that.
Like it's their choice, right?
I agree.
Some people have like different intentions, you know? Like some people do it for attention.
That's true. Like I said, it's like it depends if you had feelings.
Yeah.
Because that changes everything.
Yeah. Well, I think you could label yourself as whatever you want. If you still want to call yourself straight after that, then that's fine. But I just don't see how it would make sense that if you have sexual relationships with the same gender or romantic feelings, then I don't see how you would be 100% heterosexual, you know?
Maybe you're just saying that to because of internalized homophobia, because they're too scared to come out or something like that. And then you're just saying that they're straight just to keep their
well, yeah, that's true. I mean, people say they straight just because they're scared to come out, and people live that life too. Like a lot of people don't come out at all. They just marry someone, marry a woman, marry a man, and even though they know they're gay or they enjoy other stuff, they don't want to deal with it, so they just label themselves as straight, which is unfortunate.
That's true though.
What?
Like a lot of guys are comfortable with other guys.
Yeah.
When it comes to like sexual stuff.
That's weird.
Are what?
I don't
Wait,
know
they're
why.
what?
Like guys are more comfortable with other guys
when they're both straight.
Yeah, like slapping each other's butts.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah, we talked about that, like the relationships thing.
We did.
That's something like that. And no, we talked about it in the sexuality and straight boy problems. That's what I find so weird and almost insulting in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like, you're gay, that means you like me. It's like assuming because you're gay, you're instantly into them, and that's so annoying.
That really annoys me when guys assume, because like I tell them, oh yeah, I'm gay, and then all of a sudden they're like,
weird about it.
So then you like me? No, I don't. Like what the? I don't know. It was really irritating. It was a big problem when I first came out in like middle school, elementary. And
yeah, that's so annoying, especially with like all the high school boys. Like they all act, they do gay things with each other, but then
like
if
kisses, and hugs,
like they're practically making out at some point.
Yeah,
and then a gay guy, then they're like, oh, like I'm not into you, and it's like it's almost rude to assume because they're gay, and they like even put a finger on you, then that means they secretly want you.
Okay, so that's not the case, right?
No, although it does happen frequently though. Like it's annoying that that's what people think, but I do see why people think that, because like especially on Twitter you see it a lot. A lot of people have that straight guy fetish and stuff. So they just put a bad rep on everyone, basically.
Some gays, they literally flirt with every guy.
Yeah.
Literally every guy.
Someone said, is being gay wrong? No, it is not. I promise you're okay. And if you feel like you have gay feelings, then that's perfectly okay. And you shouldn't worry about it. If you don't feel like labeling yourself, you don't have to.
It's always nice to talk to a friend.
Yes.
You can talk to us.
Yes. How can a straight person support the LGBTQ community?
Just don't hate them.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Really be supportive.
Yeah. Kayla, that's very good. Very nice. Yeah, just support them. You don't have to be like, I have a gay friend. Do you want him? You know, you just, as long as you treat them like they're the same as everyone else.
Treat them if you want to be like more technical, there's like a bunch of charities. I think I don't remember what it's called. What is it called? It's for like youth. Like it has something.
There's the Trevor Project.
Yeah, and then but there's something else.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Well, there's charities that are dedicated to helping the LGBT plus community, so you can always like just donate towards them.
Yeah.
Or participate in like volunteer events and parades.
If you want to be like a straight supporter of Pride and stuff, just treat people like they're of equal value. That's really the best you can do.
Yeah.
I was walking to my friend, next to my friend, and I accidentally touched hands. Does this mean I'm gay? Yes, I'm so sorry to let you know. No, it does not. Oh, this one's interesting. Someone said, spill the tea. Any developments on love life? So, I think
yeah,
I think that's for the gays in this community. Well, let me tell you a little something. So, if you're aware, I went to this Japan fair, right? And I posted a video about it, YouTube channel, Guile Later, go check it out, link in bio, go to my Instagram. And it was really cool. So, we went to the Japan fair. I went with Thomas, and Kayla was there too, and my other friend. So, we were in line, and I was waiting in line, and it was a really long line, like a long line. Let me tell you, this line was long, possibly one of the longest lines I've seen. This was a long line, maybe ever. and I see this one boy, and I'm like, okay, he has potential. I saw the back of his head. I was like, okay, there might be like, honestly, I don't know. It's like their posture or something. Like these are stereotypes, but just seeing the back of himself, I knew he was gay.
What? What?
It was obvious. Yes, just the back. I don't know what it was.
What was
but
it?
Just seeing it.
Was it the hair or what?
He was wearing a gray hoodie, black pants, and white shoes, and like it was obvious he was gay. I don't know how I knew, but it was obvious. Anyway, so yeah, we started making a little bit of eye contact, and I was like, whoa, I kind of want to talk to him, but I was too scared, so I didn't. So we left the Japan fair, and I thought he's gone forever gone, never see him again in my life. And then Kayla, so during this summer, she had been going to this summer school thing.
No,
Not summer school. She did not fail classes. She's good. She's smart. This summer program, and it's like with a bunch of different schools from our district. And one day we're about to record a podcast. I come to Thomas's house. She's like, "Gail, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Guess who I found?" I'm like, "I don't know," because I had been talking about this one guy for like the past week after that. And she was like, I was like, is it him? And she was like, yes. I was like, what? So she was like, yeah, I think I found him. He was wearing the same clothes as he was that time. And you know, there's like, I think that's him. And then we planned it out. We're like, oh, are you gonna like tell him something? I'm like, I don't know if I should. I don't know what to do. Like, right. So whatever. The next day, Kayla tells me like, yeah, I talked to him, and I basically told him like, you know, there was this one friend and he thought you were cute, and here's his Instagram. Basically, that was the main gesture of it. And it was like, okay. So then later that day, I follow him, right? And I wait
on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I wait a couple hours to message him because Kayla told me like I gotta wait like a cool down. So I was like, all right, I had to wait for a cool down. And then I was like, you know what? I'm getting a little bored of waiting. So then I messaged him. I was like, did Kayla talk to you? And he's like, yes, she did. I was like, what did
he say about me?
Oh, she said you seem like a bee. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I didn't ask what she think about Kayla.
No, like what was his point of view?
Oh, she was like, oh yeah. She just came up to me and she was like, hey, are you from did you go to Japan Fair? And he was like, yeah, I did. And she's like, oh my God, yes, me too, girl. Hey.
Okay, no.
She did not say that.
Never.
But she talked about like, oh yeah. So, you know, there was this one friend and I was like, oh my God. And he was like, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh. So then we just started talking from then on. And then we've been talking ever since. And now we're here.
How long has it been since that first text?
Oh, shoot. A week.
Okay.
Almost.
A week.
5 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 5 days since that first text. So we've been talking. We've been getting to know each other.
Aw, that's sweet.
And we're gonna go watch a movie.
What?
Yeah. On Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a date plan?
No, it's not a date. Not a date. It's important. It's important.
It's a hangout.
And you know what?
hangout.
I 100% stand behind.
Yeah, dude, that's what I wanted to talk about.
What you labeled it as.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been a debate
Yeah.
between all of us.
Yeah.
On whether Gaio should call it a date or a hangout.
Detective Pikachu.
Wait, Gail, so what are you labeling it as?
A hangout, just to get to
It's a
know him
hangout.
better. You know, we were talking about that. We were like, do I call this a date? Do I be like, hey, you want to go on a date so I could get to know you better? Or should I be like, hey, you want to hang out so I could get to know you better and then ask him on a date
Oh, yeah,
that
I see
day?
it. You're hanging out to know him better, right?
Yeah, but which would you do? Would you call it a date the first
No,
time?
No,
Not
it's
hang out,
not
hang
a
out.
date.
You wouldn't
Until you're in
call
a
it-
relationship, it's not a date.
What?
I think it
No,
could be.
no,
not even
You
that.
can-
Out
can-
here.
No, you can go on a date with no labels like on
That's
whatever you
true.
guys are.
I do agree on that.
But at this point, I don't think. Well, it depends on what you want.
It just depends on what you guys
I was
want.
so
Yeah.
confused.
But you
But
told me that
personally, I would just say hang out.
you told me you want
Mm.
a date.
But
Well-
is he ready for one?
I think, well, okay, I was so confused because I was like, okay, I think he might, I'm pretty sure my God.
Go on. Oh, he got you all
No,
effed up.
Like, I know he knows what my intentions are. Like, you know, I think he knows I like him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Obviously, he does.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I have
No,
clue. I
no,
really
you
don't know
think
how
he
to. I
does.
suck at
Especially
flirting
when he
and stuff.
texts you.
I don't know. I really don't.
I mean,
know.
I literally told him my friend thought you were cute.
Yeah.
So
So he knows that I like him,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
and I have told him that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I have not. But I was like, should I just call it a date? Because it's like we both know what's happening here. But should I label it as one, or should I just label it as a hangout? Like, oh, you want to hang out and then ask him on a date?
I mean, would
I
it be
say
any?
hang out.
Would it be any different?
yeah. Would it even be?
It
Label
like
would
as
a
be
a-
date?
different.
Wait, how? Why?
Yeah,
Because
Kayla,
he
why
would-
do you think?
Because he would view it differently.
Wait, you don't think he should view it as a date?
Whoa.
Wait, what if you?
I know he wants to be.
Wait, what if you label it as a date then? What's the difference between labeling it as a date and labeling it as a hangout?
you just know the difference, you know?
Why?
I think a date is a little more like shamelessly flirting. Is like more encouraged.
So would it be more like romantic or what?
A little, I'd say. Because if you're in a hangout, then you're just like, okay, it's just friends. Like, we're not going to be flirting the entire time.
But what
if you say
it's
a date, it's more like, yeah, we're going to be like flirting. Like, we know what's happening here. You know? You know? It gives you room.
So, okay, so in the future,
I would call it a date. I regret
it.
Wait,
what?
No, don't
no,
regret
wait,
it.
no,
Don't
wait.
regret it.
No, if you
Do
see,
not regret it. Don't change it.
In the future,
unless you want to.
In the future, you look back, you guys are together now. Would you consider your hangout the first date or just a hangout? Like regular hangout?
A hangout.
It was a hangout.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it a date.
Because, I mean, technically, they're strangers.
Yeah.
You can go out with strangers.
But like, if you
a
look
blind date.
But if you look on
can,
apps like Grindr and like Tinder,
that's true.
it's like you're like, hey, you want to go on a date?
That's basically
Even
what's going on right here.
Basically, a date means it's acceptable to flirt. A hangout means it might
You're
just
just
be
getting
friend.
to know the person to see if you even want to.
But that's the
flirt
same
with
thing
them.
with a date. You guys are trying to hang out.
A date.
You guys are trying to hang out with each other and get to know each other.
Just keep it as a hangout. Because it's a hangout.
In summary, in conclusion, next time I would call it a date.
Really?
If I was in this situation again, I would call it a date.
Oh. Why?
I wouldn't.
What changed your mind?
Like, I don't know, get some pace going.
Maybe during the hangout you can ask.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
That's my plan.
Wouldn't it be more straightforward if you just call it a
exactly
date?
like why waste time?
You know,
like
right
are we friends? Are we not? Like are we gonna like just
It's been 5 days.
I know.
You need to calm down. It's
yeah,
but
been 5 they're already texting each other like they know what's going on though.
I think
texting and in real life, two separate things.
Yeah, but they're texting each other
true.
with the intention of getting to know each other like that.
Well, now that I think about it, is taking it slow really it? Like, is that really it?
Sometimes.
Like, now I'm thinking, like...
I mean, if you want to, like, just...
It depends how you see it. It could be a waste of time.
You'll learn from that waste of time.
That's true. If it's not a waste... Okay, I'm done. We'll save it for another episode. Let's move on. But yes, that is my recent development.
That was a lot. Damn.
Right.
That was long.
Sorry about that,
Really?
guys.
That could have been its own episode.
I know.
Bro.
I was already thinking as we were talking.
It could have been its own episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll save it for the next one. Okay. We'll get a little more into detail. Anyways, let's see if there's any last questions that are really good, and if not, we'll just have to end it here because I think we covered almost everything. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, the rest of the questions really are the same concepts we already talked about. Mm-hmm. So, if you enjoyed this episode or if you need someone to talk to, you could always message us either personally or on our podcast account, teenager_therapy. You could give us a review if you enjoyed this episode and tell one friend about it. If you tell one friend, that's just amazing. You could get our beanie if you want to support us and help us chase that coin at teenagetherapy.com. And we'll hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.